Welcome, everybody. Happy you're here. To those of you who participated in the quiz house, great job. Really impressed by the wallet security, crypto knowledge, Discord security knowledge that y'all demonstrated. If you have any further questions or want to do further reading, we do have a NFT wallet crypto security section of the Discord. A great aspect of which was put together by our very own Austin, who's up here on stage. And we're going to kick things off this evening with a little chat about wallet security so that we can all stay super duper safe as we lead into the Champions Mint. Austin, want to take it away?
Yeah, for sure. So, we just thought as a community, it'd be a great time to kind of touch on wallet security, especially with the mint coming up. We're definitely not going to rug you, but there's people out there that want to try their best. So we just wanted to kind of like reiterate on wallet security as a whole. So the cool thing about Web3 is that it's permissionless, but the bad thing about Web3 sometimes is that it is permissionless. So you just have to really maintain a level of personal responsibility, right? There's a question in the quiz house. I know we were having discussion in members chat about it, but ultimately the blockchain is mutable. So if you give up your seed phrase or you sign a transaction, there's not really a whole lot that the authorities can do to help you out. So you just kind of have to put the onus on you to be as responsible as possible. So there's some best practices that I just wanted to kind of quickly cover. I think first and foremost, the idea of a cold wallet. I assume if you're in the Discord, you're listening to the community call, you probably know that you should have a ledger or a Trezor or some sort of cold wallet that you ideally bought directly from a manufacturer and not off Facebook Marketplace. But a cold wallet is essentially a two-factor hardware authentication that requires you to provide dual authentication with the actual hardware wallet whenever you sign a transaction. And this will help a lot. It's not completely foolproof. There's still a lot of responsibility that falls on you. But it does prevent like a lot of, from accidentally signing one transaction and having your wallet be drained because you have to physically approve each transaction. Another thing to be really careful on is research. Everyone always jokes like not financial advice, do your own research, but you really do have to do your own research. There's there's always going to be opportunities for mints on Twitter and stuff like that. But you should always never sign before looking at things. That's probably advice that a lawyer would give you too on actual physical paper. But especially in the blockchain, you just have to be on top of things at all times. You know, there's the phrase in crypto. It's don't trust, verify. And I think it's not like a one-to-one exactly what I'm talking about right now. I think that follows through completely. So I would never take anything at face value in crypto, right? You're always going to have to go through, do your own research, and make sure that you're actually designing the things that you think you're doing. You're interacting with the contract that you're actually working on. So always like do your own research. Do as much digging as you can. Verify all things are safe. If you ever have any doubts about a project or a mint, reach out to the team. But basically, just always question everything, I think, is the safest thing to tackle. It's really hard to nail down wallet security and everything in like a couple minutes. So I can't give you guys all the tips. We have those in the deck that Cooper mentions in the channel, and there's a lot of resources online that you can do and read on your own. But I think just knowing that you have to have a level of personal responsibility and you should always double check everything, never trust anyone, and just look out for yourself because on the blockchain, there's no one that can help you. So, even with our mint coming up, make sure that you're only checking official channels, that if you get a DM, it's not from us. I promise you, it will never be from us. But just do your best to stay alert, keep your head on a swivel, and stay safe out there.
Spot on, Austin. The the reality is you are your own last line of defense, right? Like we have fake impersonation Twitter accounts, and I can be up at 3 a.m. reporting them to Twitter and hope that Twitter will take them down by the time everybody wakes up, but most of the time they don't, right? You might receive a DM or something outside of the server, and the only person that can really keep you safe is you. So please take the time, educate yourself, do what you can. It always breaks our heart to see somebody lose wallet, lose assets, lose crypto, lose their LinksDAO membership. definitely the worst part of all of this. So stay as safe as possible. We have a question, Soul Goddess, if you want to come up on stage. How's it going?
Hi guys, sorry. Earlier there was a question about buying the co-wallet from Amazon. I don't know if you guys have. I have purchased plenty of things from Amazon, and some of them came as used. So just be extra careful. I don't think that's a good idea. So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, absolutely. Only buy directly from the manufacturer, from Ledger or from Trezor or any of the other ones. Amazon was not supposed to be selected as one of the viable options on the quiz, so that was just a quiz bot mistake, not advice.
Another thing too, just make sure you don't ever buy from like a brick and mortar retailer. There's been instances where people have like kind of have bought those like hardware wallets, cracked them, and then reshrink wrapped them and returned them. Just be careful out there, and like Coop said, buy directly from the manufacturer.
And one more thing regarding of the ledger manager, always keep it updated as well because you don't want to be too out of date and you can't get into the app. So that was another thing that I noticed too.
Yep, definitely update your hardware, your software. Sometimes Google Chrome will even have an update that you need to install urgently to make sure that you don't get exploited while you're browsing the internet. Twitter, there's some great resources on Twitter, and we'll post as many of those as we can in here, especially if there are updates or things like that you need to do. Awesome. Thank you, Austin and Soul Goddess, for the question. We've got TM before we move on. Come on up, TM.
Hi. On Ledger's official site, they say that Amazon's a supported retailer.
Okay, so if you're on Amazon and you're buying direct, you know how you can have various sellers on Amazon. If
Yeah.
you're buying from Ledger on Amazon and that's verified, I suppose that's
Yeah.
okay. But I would recommend,
Yeah.
when it comes to your security, don't go looking for a deal. Would be my advice is invest in even if it's if it's you know $50 versus
Nope. I hear what you're
$55.
saying.
Yeah,
I'm just relaying what I found on the Ledger site when I went and purchased mine. So
yeah, absolutely. So
everybody can make their own decisions.
yeah, trusted retailers. Watch out for, especially Black Friday's coming up. Watch out for deals and stuff like that. Um, for sure. Awesome, y'all. So next up, as many of y'all know, we had an awesome time this past weekend in Nashville. Met up with the core team, the community team, some of our new team members, as well as the ones who have been here from the very beginning. And we had an excellent time, not just playing golf, not just meeting with the first tee of Tennessee, but talking about LinksDAO, talking about the project, talking about the course acquisition process, and what the membership structure, looks like at that course, at the first course, at future courses. What Genesis and global and leisure holders get, and how that all kind of works at the course. We're going to be compiling and looking at those thoughts. But I'm really happy with all of the input and discussion that our pod leaders, our starters have discussed during that time, and really excited about the future of Links. So one of the things we really focused on is continuing to deliver member benefits, unique experiences, awesome partnerships, and ways for y'all to play golf better with better gear, looking better and better merch, and play golf with each other in cool new ways, as well as classic fun golf. We also identified that there's incredible opportunities for this group, this organization, this community to grow and have a cool, great, crazy impact on the world of golf in a larger way. So we're looking at all the ways that we can make that happen, and of course, to keep Genesis holders, our global leisure members, at the very top and premier status in everything we always do, and of course, granting access to the golf course and golf courses that we purchase in the future. So really fun stuff in Nashville. Anybody up on stage want to chime in about their time in Nashville or thoughts or experience? Always a great time hanging out with you, Dom.
Yeah, I'll share a little bit. First of all, yeah, the vibes were sensational. A lot of time, most people there, I was able to see, at South by, luckily in March, just because it's in Austin. That's where I live, and getting to see and actually play golf with everybody here, and a lot of new faces was fantastic. One thing that I really appreciated that we did is we did some like kind of strength exercises, not physical strength, but learning and working strength, figuring out what our strengths were so that we could all kind of complement certain people and their strengths. And so it wasn't only just, talking about, certain operational things for the DAO and about, of course, acquisition, but it was also about people contributing to the project day in and day out and just getting to know people's style, which I think really gave everybody a lot of confidence in terms of how to create efficiencies, and making sure that we know people's communication styles and asking the right people for help that might be more inclined. So that was really cool, and I feel like I walked away a better team member.
For sure. Yeah, great stuff there. Shout out to the team that made it happen too. Our hosts in Nashville, Jordan, Mr. Senor, Ryan, who as events pod lead helped organize a lot of that. And big shout out to Liam, who had to miss it because he ran the New York City Marathon. I see you out there in the audience. Congrats to you, man. That's a great achievement. Um, yeah, so on that note, right, we are going to be kind of moving forward. Right now, as many of you know, there are a lot of pods, there are a lot of channels. If you're an attendant, you've seen some insight into what's happening behind the scenes. There's going to be some changes coming up with how new members are onboarded into the pods, how we kind of fill the gaps in our organizational structure, how you as community members can contribute to the DAO if you so choose. And we are really excited to roll those out. Super hyped up and motivated after this time working with this brilliant team. Next up is the PFP, the Links Champions, the thing that we're really excited about right now. So the mint date announcement will be coming very, very soon. We're going to be announcing the mint date extremely soon, like really, really shortly. I promise. Very, very soon. But we do have some alpha for you tonight about the mint and what is going to be happening, how you're going to get your Links champion or Links champions. And if you were a holder as of Friday at 5 p.m., you were included on the snapshot. So, Mr. Senor, let's say, as is true, I am a Links member. I'm a holder. Um, how do I know how many champions I can mint on mint day? How's the mint mechanics going to work?
Sure. So the best answer to that question, as far as knowing, is the mint site itself is going to calculate it for you, right? So I'll explain how we did that, and I'll explain the math, and then people can sort of draw their own conclusions from that. So, we've been talking for a while about the mint mechanics, and I want to first start with, sort of why we landed on where we landed. So we said from the beginning that this was going to be first and foremost a existing member benefit. It's really important to us as we think through, how we deliver value to the community, that we look at that from a lot of different angles. Obviously, there's the stuff that some of you saw when you minted the NFT back in January, or others of you who have bought in since. Obviously, look at the site, you see things like being able to purchase membership to the golf course and exclusive perks and benefits and events. And these are all things that, collectively as a community, we've delivered on the last 10 months or so. But really, first and foremost, it was like, as we thought about the PFP, we could have gone a lot of different directions, but what made the most sense was, let's make this, disproportionately available to existing members as a way to celebrate this community and to provide another rich benefit to this group. Utility has been something that we've thought about from the very beginning. So that's first, number one. Number two, though, is we did want to make some available for non-existing members, or at least the possibility that there would be some available to non-members, because it's also important that we provide more opportunities to grow the community. And so that's why, we set up this friends and family mint as a way for, all of you to say, look, I've been talking to my friends and they don't want to, put out the money for the full NFT. It's a little bit too high for them. Or, they're not paying attention to it. So I could, as a way to on-ramp them, not only to the community, but also potentially to their first NFT, having a free mint for friends and family makes a lot of sense there. And then we also wanted to provide a chance for people who aren't members to join it on their own, which is why we had the public allow list. So those were all sort of the pieces of thinking as we went into establishing the mint mechanics. So I'll explain those now. As you said in the past, there's 3 windows. So once we announce the mint date, which will be very soon, the very first day will be only available to members. So let me unpack what that means. That is defined as anyone who owned the NFT last Friday at the snapshot. And so if you had an NFT in your wallet, and specifically which NFTs you had in your wallet or wallets, we took a snapshot in that period of time, as we announced beforehand, and we'll calculate what I'm about to explain to reach your max mint. And anyone who is on that list will be able to mint exclusively on that first day. At the end of that first day, we'll then add an additional group of people who can mint. And in that case, it would be the friends and family. And then on the third day, we'll add the public allow list. So if you're a member, you can mint on day 1 only, but then you'll also be able to mint on days 2 and 3. But since we're adding other people in and we are oversubscribed on the allow list, you might have less of a chance. You will have less of a chance to get your PFPs. So we will spend a lot of time communicating and getting the word out there on that first day. That's when members should mint. You should not delay. If you delay, your chances lessen that you'll get the PFPs that you want. So on that first day, using the snapshot, the calculations are, if you are I guess there's one more piece of backdrop. The other thing that we wanted to optimize for is continuing to show a differentiation between the global and leisure pass. Global passes are more expensive. Leisure passes are less expensive. We value both for sure. Everyone's part of the same community, but we also wanted to continue to be able to differentiate those two. We thought was fair. So for global holders who are on the snapshot, if you have, you'll be able to mint 2 PFPs per global that you own, with a max total of 4 per wallet. So, for example, there's many different permutations, but for example, if I own 1 global in my wallet and that's all I have, then I would be able to mint 2 PFPs. If I had 2 globals in my wallet, then I'd be able to mint 4 PFPs. But if I had 3 globals in my wallet, then I would only be able to mint 4, because the cap that you'll be able to mint is 4. Again, the reason why we did the cap at 4, as we ran the math across all of existing wallets, is that if we set the cap too high, there would be 0 supply for sure, not only for the public, but there wouldn't even be enough supply for existing members, because we would have more members minting than number of PFPs that we're creating, which is just a shade over 10,000. So again, for globals, it's 2 PFPs per global NFT. With a cap of 4. For leisures, it is 1 per leisure NFT with a cap of 2. So in that case, if you had one leisure NFT in your wallet, you would be able to mint one. If you had two leisures in your wallet, you would be able to mint two. And then we'll, share this in the chats. But then if you have a mix between the two, one example of that would be I have one global and I have two leisures, you'd be able to mint four, right? Because you'd get two per your global, and then you would get one for one leisure, one for your other leisure, equaling four total. So happy to answer questions. I know math can be confusing. I hope I explained it as clearly as I could, but happy to go over this. And again, we will be sharing it. But this is the first time we've announced these mint mechanics. As far as non-members will only be able to mint one with a cap of one. So globals and leisures get not only a time benefit, so you'll be able to mint on day one, and as long as you mint on day one, the math will work out that you will get a PFP. If you wait until day 2 or 3, that becomes harder, but you get the benefit of early access, and you get the benefit of being able to mint more, which should then increase your chances of finding one that you want. You can do with whatever you want with the other ones you don't. You can hold them, you can trade them, you can do whatever you want. But the hope was to provide, multiple ones in people's hands that held multiple NFTs.
Perfect. Perfect. So now you know the mint quantities for wallet. Thank you for participating in the snapshot. And thank you, Mr. Senor and team, C. Bruce, everybody who worked on that model to make sure that, it worked out. We could get these in the hands of members, as well as grow the community a little bit with the friends and family lists as well. So we dropped a tweet this morning asking if we could get 200 retweets. We said we'll reveal some Grail or ultra rare art for the Links champions. We're currently sitting at 188. So we're going to need 12 more retweets before we share that Grail art. We may drop some gated in members chat, but it won't be public until then. But I dropped it in members chat and I believe in Clubhouse. I did. Yep. If you have not yet retweeted that, and you want to see the Grail art, well, you're the only thing holding you back. So get those retweets out. If you have to tag a friend, you have to tweet it from your burner. I won't tell anyone, but let's get that tweet up to 200. Spread the word. Like we said, we're trying to get all of the LinksDAO Genesis members a PFP during member mint day, right? That'd be the ideal scenario. And we hope we hit a really high proportion of that. So get that tweet out, and we will drop some Grail, super rare, ultra rares, so you can get a look at, what the top of that OpenSea value list or rarity chart is going to look like on reveal day. Super, super excited about this, about Nashville, about the whole team. Are there any questions so far on what Mr. Senor shared about the mint mechanics, about wallet security, about the future of links, or anything else that you'd like to come up and chat about this evening? We got a few more minutes before we have to wrap, and then we can let it rip. San Fran Crypto, come on up. What's up?
Yeah, hey everyone. Exciting stuff. But just curious with the friends and family free mint. Is it too late to get set up for that, or is that still open window?
Cooper, do you want to take it or do you want me to?
Go ahead.
Yeah, not too late. We will announce a cutoff, and the cutoff is really centered more around operational needs. Like we have to export the list, we have to add the list to make sure. But you are safe to continue to share that and get as many people as you want on that. Yeah, we're not cutting off at this time, but we will announce in advance when we're going to cut it off.
That's good. Thanks.
Yep.
And that list is posted in members' announcements for the friends and family list. That password is there as well for that. Let's see where we stand on the tweet. Wow, we're really close. I think 194. Amazing. Yep. We need 6 more retweets. So I hope one of you guys has a question or somebody up on stage want to chip in. Jordan, you excited about the Grails?
Absolutely. We're gonna show them, I think, live because we're getting really close, as you just said. I'm watching the numbers. So close. But yeah,
Can we put those 11 in escrow and just reveal it anyway?
they're the one that's the most rare, the actual Grails. I'm really excited for people to see. I want one badly, but there's gonna be such a small number of them.
Yeah, I think for our beloved Genesis holders, those who have verified in the Discord, I'm not opposed to we're at 196. Let's go. I'm not opposed to dropping it into the PFP chat, the gated PFP chat. In the meantime, sticks with the when gift. I love it. Yeah, we can drop that, and I have no doubt that we'll break that 200 threshold by the time the everything loads there.
Do you want me to do it now?
What do y'all think? Raise your hand if you want Jordan to drop the art.
I can't raise my hand, but yes, I want you to.
You're already up on stage. King Kong, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How you guys doing?
Great.
Awesome. Excited to see these things. Thank you for all you guys are doing. Just quick question. I'm part of a private club here in New York. I've offered to be a part of searching out for these courses, but I haven't received any communications, which is totally fine. Maybe I just wasn't selected, or maybe the club or whatever, but I just wanted to see, where would I receive communications if there was something? Would it be in Discord? Would it be via email? Like, how do I know that you guys are receiving my communications?
This is for the course scouting application?
Yeah, course scouting application was one, and then also part of the I feel like there was something that I did a while back. If you're part of a private club, you could be in the reciprocity program.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll get you in touch with Tungsten for that. I'm gonna shoot you a DM. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, I've already waved to you. Cool. I'm gonna add Tungsten to our DM.
Cool.
And yeah, he's got you on the reciprocity program. And as for the course scouting applications, we are planning that trip or going through the process with Kemper, and we will reach out to you via the email address that you provided in the scouting application.
Awesome.
So yeah, keep an eye on the email you reported there, and yeah, if you are selected and we don't hear back from you via email, I'll make sure to ping you on Discord as well.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Of course, thank you.
Do you, since we dropped the Grails, do you want me to talk through them? Would that be helpful?
I would love that. So yeah, if y'all are in here, scroll over to PFP chat. I'll drop a here on this and pin it, and go ahead and walk us through them.
Cool. So, Jordan has talked to this story quite a bit as far as these trophies have, been sort of awarded to the club champions every year at this club. And one night, a storm rolls in, lightning strikes the clubhouse, and initiates this magic that takes over the trophies, brings them to life, and they now want to play. They've been watching others play. They want to play too, so they run to the clubhouse. They grab a bunch of stuff. They dress themselves up. And so as we thought through a lot about how else could we sort of differentiate from the base sort of common gold statue, we thought a lot about other types of statues or other types of trophies. We obviously thought about kind of crypto and other kind of supernatural effects. So we landed is that, the gold is going to be the most common for sure. Like most of all of the trophies are going to be gold. We're not releasing the percentages yet, but they will be on chain. But then we wanted to add another type of trophy as well, just to provide some differentiation. So that's where the crystal comes in. So the crystal is sort of the second most common, but it still will be pretty uncommon. And think of those as like, the crystal trophies that golfers are awarded. Some of those trophies also got hit with the magic, and they came to life in the same way the gold ones did. They're just a different type of trophy. The crypto, the glitchy, and the invisible all kind of came through discussions, and some of them are sort of happy accidents. As we were playing with some of the traits, we started to think, wouldn't it be cool to sort of have magic gone wrong, like magic that did something abnormal to the trophy, or created a mutant species of trophy, or did something that was outside of the norm of the gold and the crystal. And so the first one was the crypto one, that there was a little bit of crypto magic in the air, and some of these sort of got transported into this dimension. Maybe the owner was a crypto maxi, maybe there was a ledger nearby, but ultimately they kind of got trapped in this crypto metaverse realm, and they had this sort of digital effect to them. The glitchy ones just kind of are mutants that got screwed up in the process. They didn't make it all the way through the other side. These will be very rare, but they sort of have this after effect on them that shows that they didn't quite fully form as these animated objects. And the invisible ones, I think personally in the story, are the saddest ones, but they're also the most rare. These are kind of the top line grails. There's very, very few of these, but in this case, the lightning actually just disintegrated the entire trophy. And, what we're left with is just sort of the soul of the winner, the champion, rather than the trophy itself. So those are the five. Love to hear your thoughts, obviously. But we're super excited that we were able to sort of create not only this commonality across all the champions, but also some really, really super rare, exciting ones.
Let's go. Cool. Well, loving the feedback so far. I hope everyone on this call mints an ultra rare, an invisible, a glitch, a crystal. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I know we're all gunning for one of the styles, and it's gonna be a great time. So yeah, we will get the mint maxes and some of those mint mechanics written out with an exclamation point command in the server. So if anyone missed it or wants to refer to it later, we can make that really easy for you. And yeah, I highly recommend turning on some notifications because we're going to be dropping the mint date sooner than you think. That's what I'll put it. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thanks to the team on the stage. Looking forward to this with y'all. Have a great night.